guys, it's TTL back with another quick rush kit video for you. Now, I have to put a lot of systems together to do my testing, and we generally use the same kit time and time again, putting a new motherboard in the same case as last time, because it means that we can turn stuff around a little bit quicker. But every now and then we get a product come through like the Z170S, which is the new Sabertooth S Sabranco, whatever you want to call it, that once I finish my testing, I then end up taking it out of the test rig and then putting it in something else, which is what I've done with the Fractal Define S that you can see here today. So essentially, it's a bit of a cheeky white and red themed system. I literally did it just to take some photos of it. I'm still even not sure whether it's going to stay together like this for a few more weeks or whether I'm going to have to strip it to use the board in something else, which is the way things are looking at this present moment in time, but we will see. But before I do, and while I had 5 minutes, and I'm making this video before I make myself a cup of tea as a treat, I thought I would share it all with you for one last time. So we're going to run through the specs. It's a Fractal Define S, and I do have some lights kind of scattered around and about, but just to let you know, the red lights in the front are not standard. What I have done is quite simply just put some red LEDs in the front panel. So that's a lovely idea for you. You can do that and get that nice little glow. You do get a bit of it coming through the fans as well, but you know, you can't shield it from everywhere. The Define S is obviously famed for its rather large window and cavernous open space inside, which I personally think suits the theme of this build. Now, yes, it is pretty much perfect for water cooling, but it's also, like I said, it does keep things kind of nice and simple. And I think with the balance of the black cavernous space and then the white hardware inside, it does work kind of well. So we have the Asus Z170S. We're going to call it the new Sabranco, the Skylake Sabranco maybe, in there, a 6700K. Then the GPUs, before you want to ask, are Asus the turbos and the GTX970s. We have the CRAS memory in there, which is where the white strip lights are coming from. They do come in red as well, so I guess you could put 2 more DIMMs in there if you wanted to, with red LEDs. Then we have in the roof, we have a Fractal Kelvin. It's the S360 model, 360mm. Then in the bottom we have a 1000 watt Fractal Newton power supply, which is in it because it's white. This case originally did go to Taiwan, and it was part of the Fractal CES show, but that was with the old Sabranco motherboard in it, and it did look rather lovely. The SLI bridge, ROG SLI bridge, don't seem to get enough of those really. It's one of those ones, maybe we're not going to have them for very long, but they seem to be incredibly difficult to actually get hold of, so it's a shame we don't see them in more systems. I wish Asus had made it a little bit more commonplace. We have Fractal fans throughout, and I actually forget which ones they are. I'm just trying to look. They are 1200 RPM ones. They are their static pressure ones, but it's one of those ones where, because I'm such a bad person, I can't remember what ones they are. But we have 3 in the front. They're white blades with black frames, and then we have 3 in the roof on the Kelvin, and they're all 120mm ones. And then we have the standard case fan in the back. So before we do get any complaints about this cable, it was a difficult one to do because we've only got 2 8-pins on each of the graphics cards. So I've got a daisy chain one there, and it's been really difficult to try and pull it back. I did try 2 separate cables, but then it kind of ruined going across the top of the Asus badge, and I couldn't really see any tidy way to get around it. If I came straight down here, it's not really a way that I like. It just meant that the cable was more visible. So ideally what I would like to have done would have been made a mount to have pushed it right the way back there and clipped it there, and then fit the top graphics card in afterwards. And to be honest with you, if I had more time, I probably would do that now. I do quite like the way the lights do fall out of the case. The red gives you a nice glow. It is very red, by the way, it's not orange. But then the white here, which are just behind the fans, does give us a nice amount of illumination on the rest of the card, the components that are in there. Nice bit of shadowing. Anyway, the point in making the video was A, to share it before it gets taken apart, because sometimes you do get little bit attached to things like this, and it does feel a little bit sad that we do always have to take them apart. So let me know your thoughts in the video underneath. Would you like me to make more of these little videos when I do rigs and little themed builds? And obviously they're not mods, they're just builds, they're just stuff that I have to do for work. And to be honest with you people, and this is the best way I can explain it, I do things like this to stop the monotony, because I do the same thing day in, day out, just testing hardware, building, and it gets a little bit monotonous. So with stuff like this, although it may not be as great as people like Neg are turning out, and the stuff, the intricate stuff that JR23 turns out, or any of the, you know, the famous modders that are out there, Peter Brands, Sneff, all of those type of people, I know that. But this is the type of thing that I do just quickly to pass the time, and it's also the type of thing that you can do at home without really needing to know the ins and outs of a duct's behind, and it doesn't need to take all day either. So when I do things like this, I'm trying to show you guys at home, people, the type of things that you can do just by making the right component choices and taking some time when you build it. Although, to be honest with you, with the GPU cables, I think I needed to spend a little more time as well. But anyway, this is, for now at least, this is TTL with another rush kit video for you, out.